Stardate 2245.1. The D7 enters the war.
This is Jonathan Lane from Fan Film Factor, and today I'm going to be interviewing, Jonathan Lane. Hey there, Jonathan. Hey, why am I interviewing myself? Well, we're trying to keep the budget as low as possible, and to be honest with you, we can't afford a good interviewer. You're lucky you're in a different room. Okay, let's start talking about your fan film, Interlude. It takes place in the AXANAR universe, is that right? Yeah, it's got the USS Ares, it's got Garth, it's got the Klingon D7, it's got a few other surprises. You're gonna love it. So I'm a little confused. Is Alec Peters still making his AXANAR sequels? Oh yes, absolutely. But these are two totally separate fan films. Alec and AXANAR Productions are creating the two AXANAR sequels using their own cast and their own crew and their own funding. I'm using my own cast and my own crew, and my funds are being generated through this campaign. The only thing that the two productions have in common is that we're both going to be shooting on the USS Ares bridge set, and we're getting our costumes sewn up by the same person. Hey Jonathan, does that thing behind you keep changing? What thing? This? Yeah, I thought it was something else a second ago. Nope, I don't think so. Weird. Okay, now I've got to bring this up because people are going to be wondering. But Alec Peters has a settlement with CBS and Paramount that limit him to just 2 15-minute fan films. Aren't you kind of helping him sneak around that by making more of his AXANAR movie, just separately from him? Well, that might be true if Alec had written Interlude, but he didn't write it. I did. I based it off of a single line from his AXANAR script, but I took that one line and I expanded it into a full script and a full story. Alec likes that story, but it was never anything he intended to produce. It's my fan film. So your fan film takes place in the AXANAR universe, but it's not AXANAR itself. Exactly. And you're going to shoot this fan film on the Ares Studios bridge set, right? Oh, abso-frackin-lutely. That's the whole reason I wrote this script in the first place. And is Alec Peters going to be playing Garth in your fan film? Why don't you just ask him yourself? All right, I will. Lane to Peters. Alec, are you going to be playing Garth in Jonathan Lane's fan film?
Oh, I'm definitely going to play Garth. I wouldn't miss it. I love this script, and it's going to be awesome to see this AXANAR universe story come to life. So I hope all AXANAR fans will support Interlude and donate to the project.
Thanks, Alec. Well, that's awesome, Jonathan. Is Alec just acting in your fan film, or is he doing anything else, like producing or executive producing? Nope. In our fan film, he's just an actor. And he's letting us use the studio. So who is your director? Actually, I've got two directors, Victoria Fox and Joshua Irwin. They're the guys who do the Avalon Universe fan films. They both work in the entertainment industry, and they really know what they're doing. As you can see from these clips, they know how to frame a scene, they know how to light a scene, they know how to cast good actors, they know how to create a quality production. Oh, I love their Avalon fan films. So how does it work having two directors? You mean like on Avengers Endgame? Yes, just like on Avengers Endgame. Just without the $300 million budget. Seriously, how did Josh and Victoria handle being co-directors? Well, why don't you ask them? Seriously? They're on this too? Transferring them now. That's the arm of your sofa. Yeah? Well, you're about to use a toy communicator. So deal with it, dude. Josh, Victoria, come in.
We read you loud and clear, Jonathan.
So tell us, how do you two share the duties of being a director?
Well, Jonathan, it's not as complicated as you might think. It's a collaboration. Josh brings certain skills to the table. I bring different skills to the table. We put them together, and that's how we make a movie.
Victoria is kind of the director of what happens on the screen, the acting, the characterization, all of that, whereas I'm the visual storyteller. I paint with light and put the images together in sequence, and that's really how we do it.
Josh builds a world, and then I play in it.
Are you psyched to work on this project?
Well, we're very excited. I mean, it's always great to have a new creative challenge to work with, and it's fun to take material, to interpret that material, and find the interesting ways to do it. The Aries Bridge is very beautiful. We've been there. I'm excited about all the opportunities we have to paint with light on that set and all the fun new angles to find to photograph it from.
Yeah, and I really like the story that we have with this script, a very self-contained moment with a lot of impact, so it's going to be fun for me to work with some great actors to really bring that to life.
But we can't do it if we don't meet our budget, so you know, people were very generous with our Avalon Universe project with helping us meet our goals there, and we'd be very grateful to be able to bring this project to life at the quality level that I know that people expect from anything related to AXANAR.
Well, thanks for opening Hailing Frequencies, guys. We'll see you two on the set for Interlude. Okay, Jonathan, back to you. So tell me, who else is working on your fan film? One of the best things about doing the Fan Film Factor blog is that I get to meet and know so many wonderful people from the Star Trek fan film community, and a few of them have offered to help me make Interlude. For example, Mark Edward Lewis, who did the sound mixing for a couple of episodes of Star Trek New Voyages and was the sound mixer on Prelude to AXANAR, has agreed to be my sound mixer as well. And the best thing about that is that he has all the sound effects from Prelude. So he has the Klingon torpedo, he has the engine noises, he has the explosions. My fan film is going to sound exactly like Prelude, which is just what I wanted. So I'm so excited about having Mark Edward Lewis on board. Awesome. Who else? Well, there's also Kevin Croxton. He's the guy who did the musical fan film The Bunny Incident at Starbase Studios last year with his 4th and 5th grade music students. Kevin has agreed to write my music. The music you're hearing right now, the music you heard at the beginning, that's all Kevin. And the most amazing thing is, Kevin is an Emmy winner. I've got an Emmy-winning composer writing the music for my Star Trek fan film. Our fan film, dude. Remember, you're me and I'm you. Fine, our fan film. I don't mind sharing the credit. And who's doing our visual effects? I can't tell you. Why not? The person doing our visual effects is a friend of mine, and he's doing it as a favor, and he's doing it because he loves AXANAR. But he also does CGI professionally, and he doesn't want to use his real name, which I'm okay with. So he told me to use the name Louis Anderson, which is kind of boring. I suggested a few more exciting names to him that he didn't like Art Renderman and CG Shotmaker. I even suggested Hoppy the CGI Bunny. And then he hung up on me. Yeah, I would too. So do you have any other visual effects shots done other than the one we saw at the beginning? No, not yet. But we're going to have 15 to 20 different CGI shots in our final fan film. Hey, do you mind if I show the opening sequence one more time? Go ahead, it's your interview. Man, that's awesome! I'm so excited. So, it looks like you're trying to raise a lot of money for a Star Trek fan film, at least these days. Why so much? Yeah, it kind of surprised me a little bit too, but Josh and Victoria and I went over everything, and in the end, that was the number we came up with. And if you're curious why everything costs what it costs, there's a link below that you can scroll down to and read the entire explanation of everything that's in our budget. Look, in the end, it is what it is, and all we can do is ask you nice folks for money, and if we reach our goal, we will make you a fantastic fan film. Promise. I noticed there aren't any perks, other than getting your name listed in the credits. The fan film guidelines say you can't give away physical perks, and we fully intend to follow all of the fan film guidelines. I know that some fan films have over the last couple of years given away physical perks, but all we're going to do is just put your name in the credits. And the more money you give, the bigger your name. And the person who gives us the biggest donation is going to have their name written on a coffee cup that's going to be put in the back of a scene somewhere. Yes, Game of Thrones reference, a lot of fun. Now, if we have money left over, we might send out some patches or some other nice thank you gift to people, but that's a thank you gift, and a thank you gift is not a perk. What's the difference? Perks are promised. You give a certain amount for a certain thing. In our case, we're not promising anything. There's no guarantee you'll get anything other than your name in the credits. So if we just barely hit our goal or we miss our goal, no thank you presents. If we get enough over it to send out some patches, thank you present. If we get enough over it to send out something even nicer, great. But no guarantees. Therefore, no perks. So what happens if you raise an extra $10,000 or even $20,000 over your goal? What a great problem to have, right? But seriously, Jonathan, you said you have a really tight budget. So if you raise a lot more than you actually need, are you going to take that extra and give it to Alec Peters to use for his AXANAR fan film? Because I'm not sure that's allowed. Yeah, it's probably not. But don't worry, that's not the plan. If we make so much that there's extra left over even after we send out thank you gifts, we're going to take that surplus and put it away for the next AXANAR Universe fan film. You've got other story ideas? Well, I'd love to adapt some of the AXANAR comics that Trey McElwain has been doing. And my own AXANAR short story, Why We Fight, would be pretty easy to make into a fan film. Also, I'm working on another AXANAR short story called Why We Explore, and I'd love to make that into a fan film too. Well, Jonathan, thanks for being here today. Well, of course I'm here. You're here. We're both here. It's our house. Well, anyway, I hope you folks will consider making a donation to this crowdfunding campaign because every little bit helps. Absolutely, Jonathan. We have assembled such a talented group of people, and they are so excited to make this fantastic fan film for you. And hopefully you're excited too. Excited enough to make a donation. Doesn't matter how big or how small, it all goes towards making Interlude a reality, a fan film for you to enjoy. And hopefully you'll tell your friends, and you'll tell your family, and you'll tell your family's friends, and your friends' families, and spread the word that Interlude needs their help too. Anyway, thank you so much, and of course, live long and prosper.